All right.
True.
Next one on the list, we're going to have SGB Songbird.
All right. That one's down here too. Give me just a second.
All right, guys, we're going to be doing live technical analysis on SGB Songbird, and I'll hand it over to Crypto Papi right now.
All right. We have SGB paired with the US dollar. We're on the weekly time frame. Data is coming in from Kraken. So since we're so far from the trend line, we're not going to go over the trend line. We're going to zoom into current price and see how we're looking. So a slight double top here. I know we didn't quite reach it with these wicks here, but slight double top action going on. And it looks like we're holding slightly higher lows than the previous lows before we pumped up to the upside. So we have our lows, we have a movement to the upside here. We came back down, we created higher lows than the previous lows when we pumped. Now we're currently just barely above our prior lows before we pumped, which was from the prior lows roughly to the top of the wick here, the top of the red wick was 231%. So beautiful movement for SGB. To the upside took about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks to the exact top side of the wick. So a beautiful 230% movement in about a 6-week time frame. But you could see here, of course, we don't go up forever. 230% movements don't continue forever. And you can see here we retraced pretty much 100% of that 230% movement. So we're down here hoping to find support and continue to the upside, but that candle is barely hanging on. The weekly candle is barely hanging on here. You could see here we're barely hanging on to a green candle, but we still have 5 days and 6 hours left. We could still continue to wick to the downside, but hopefully close towards the upside of the candle body wick and start getting some bullish movement back into the market. So SGB, before we get too ahead of ourselves, we would want to reclaim the 0.01696 level before we could really expect a lot of bullish movement. And like I just measured from the swing low to the top of the wick, 230% movement. I would say that's a 200% movement from current price to the white horizontal ray, 181% movement to the upside. So that would be a huge movement. But if we don't start breaking above the horizontal ray at a 0.01696 level, if we don't start breaking above that, then I would fear that we're just range bound, because we've been below this level since November 7th, 2022, with no candle bodies closing above the white horizontal ray. So SGB, I don't know how it looks. It doesn't really look too great, doesn't look too bad. With there being upside potential of 200%, 181%, before we could potentially break out of this huge level of resistance and start going after our horizontal ray, I mean, that would make me feel that there's a ton of upside potential. But if we zoom out, right, let's adjust the chart. If we zoom out and just look at this, I can make it a little bit bigger.
Yes.
Just look at this. We're close to the downside here. So what happens if we lose these levels, right? What happens if we lose these levels? We're going to go into price discovery mode to the downside.
Oh boy.
So little nervous for SGB, but again, when it's been up so high and all it's done is fallen and fallen and fallen and slight recovery, continue to the downside, slight recovery, continue to the downside. When this coin breaks out, it's going to break out hard. But are we going to fall another 100, 200% before we make that movement? Well, I guess we can't fall 100%. Are we going to fall another 60, 70, 80% before putting that movement in? is the real question.
So yeah, if you've been holding this coin, just hold tight. Maybe wait and see if you're gonna want to DCA. Give it maybe another week. See how that's looking, and not financial advice. Hold. That's it. That's all we could do right now. Just
Hold strong.
Hold strong. All right. Huddle. All right.